Thanks for joining us for CBN News Midday. I'm Mark Martin. Angry citizens across Wisconsin are taking steps to recall some of their state senators. The move comes in response to the battle over the state's budget deficit. Citizens on both sides are using Facebook to organize. Some want to replace Republicans who are trying to drop union rights so the state can balance its budget. But others are upset with the Democrats who have fled the state to prevent a vote on the issue. They're even holding meetings and launching petition drives to recall those senators. And joining us now with more is Carrie Pickett of the Washington Times. Carrie, you've been reporting on what's happening in Wisconsin. What's your take on the Facebook organizing? What kind of an impact would you say is it having on this debate?
Well, you know, just like any big issue, the internet certainly has changed the dynamics of any big political debate. But what it really comes down to right now is that the budgets of every single state right now are certainly being strained. And what's happening in Wisconsin right now is that the governor is trying to get these Democrats, these Senate Democrats, back to the capital of Wisconsin, and is simply trying to get them to a vote on this budget repair bill. And what could very well happen is that the governor, along with the Republicans, could very well end up attaching the collective bargaining legislation to a non-spending bill. And what that means is he may not necessarily need these Senate Democrats to actually pass the collective bargaining piece of legislation.
Now, there's been reporting that the Wisconsin Assembly may vote on collective bargaining rights today, and Republicans in the Senate are sending out police officers to round up those Democratic senators that have fled. Do you think that's what's going to happen as far as the stalemate goes? I know you mentioned they might attach it to a non-spending bill. What do you think about the police presence in all of this?
Well, the only thing the police can really do is try and persuade the Democrats to essentially come back. But they can only do that if the Senate Democrats are actually in Wisconsin. They can't arrest them. They obviously can't threaten them. But from what I understand, there's talk that some of these Senate Democrats are slipping back every so often into the state of Wisconsin to sometimes see their families, get stuff, and then going back into Illinois. So, they're trying to sort of catch them. But once again, these police officers really can't arrest them or threaten them. They can only try and persuade them to come back to the Capitol.
Both Republicans and Democrats nationwide seem eager to embrace this conflict over unions and the budget as a way of defining themselves. What would you say is at stake politically for each party in the debate?
Well, you know what? What it really comes down to is that right now we're seeing Barack Obama, coming, essentially staking his claim. He of course, called this Wisconsin bill an assault on unions. So, of course, he is essentially setting up essentially the debate for 2012. And what we're also seeing there was Scott Walker, the Republican governor of Wisconsin, saying, well, Barack Obama should essentially just work on his federal budget over in D.C. So now the Republicans and the Democrats right now are really setting up for a big fight on what we're seeing with a presidential election.
Okay, Carrie Pickett with the Washington Times. Thanks again, Carrie, for joining us.
Sure thing.
In other news, pro-family groups are furious and gay rights groups are ecstatic after the Obama administration announced it will no longer defend the federal law that defines marriage as a union between one man and one woman. Jennifer Wishon explains.
For 15 years, federal law has defined marriage as the union between one man and one woman. It's called the Defense of Marriage Act.
The president's position on the Defense of Marriage Act has been consistent. He has long opposed it as unnecessary and unfair.
Now calling it unconstitutional, the Obama administration has decided to no longer defend the law against legal challenges. What does that mean? It's still the law of the land, but the about face by the administration could influence judges' consideration of challenges, like one filed by Jerry Savoy and John Weiss. The men are married under Connecticut law, but not eligible to file joint federal tax returns or enjoy spousal benefits through Jerry's job with the government.
We challenge the statute because it's fundamentally wrong.
And it directly affects us.
Legislatures in 5 states and the District of Columbia have voted to allow same-sex marriage. 7 states, including Hawaii, which added itself to the list this week, allow civil unions. But same-sex marriage has lost in every state where the voters have had a chance to cast cast their ballots, 31 states in all.
You know, it's just tyranny, the fact that the president decided to ignore this important law in our country.
The president defended the law for the first 2 years of his presidency, and his critics say it's curious Mr. Obama changed his mind just as his campaign for re-election starts to heat up, suggesting it's a political move to fire up his liberal base. But it may backfire with some African Americans. The leader of a coalition of 34,000 black churches says the president has violated the Christian faith and that black churches must now reassess their support for him.
President Obama, he's not a king. He can't go around and say, well, you know what, Eric Holder and I decided it's not constitutional, so we're not going to defend a law of the country anymore.
The Supreme Court has never ruled on the issue, but if a lower court ends up overturning the law, the high court may be willing to hear the case. Gay rights groups say the president's decision is a step in the right direction, but they want more.
This is a bite at the apple. It is not the whole apple.
Conservative groups are now calling on Congress to take the place of the Justice Department and defend the law in court. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.
The makers of the Morning After pill are seeking approval to give young girls over-the-counter access to the abortion drug. The Morning After pill, or Plan B, is currently sold over-the-counter, but those under 17 must have a prescription. Teva Pharmaceuticals hopes to change that. The drug maker claims the pill must be taken within 3 days of unprotected sex to be effective. They believe that makes the drug out of reach for minors. Pro-life groups say the age restrictions need to stay in place so a doctor can be involved in the decision. Turning overseas, rescue teams in Christchurch, New Zealand are intensifying their search for survivors of Tuesday's quake as time is running out. Authorities say at least 98 people are confirmed dead, and they're desperate to find more survivors among the more than 200 still missing. One Christchurch pastor told New Zealand's Rhema Radio that he's believing for miracles in the rubble.
We will hear testimony after testimony of God's power at work in the situation, people who have been miraculously rescued when they shouldn't have been, and people are going to, point to the hand of God and saying, God was with me in this situation. Obviously, that's not going to be the testimony of everybody, but there will be the good coming through it.
Meanwhile, Christian ministries are joining government agencies to provide aid to survivors who have lost their homes. Thousands are taking shelter in city community centers, and the Salvation Army is on hand to help.
We're working really closely at the welfare centres through the welfare groups and civil defence, and our mandate is the supply of food. And so we're supplying the meals for those who are coming into the centres.
And our thanks to CBN News' New Zealand partner, Shine TV, for providing those interviews. After 9 days of turmoil in Libya, President Obama is finally speaking out, and he's sending Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to Europe to discuss what actions can be taken to stop the violence. Charlene Israel has that story.
President Obama condemned the violent crackdown by the Libyan government on its own people.
The suffering and bloodshed is outrageous, and it is unacceptable. So are threats and orders to shoot peaceful protesters and further punish the people of Libya.
U.S. is said to be considering sanctions and other means to pressure Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi to stop attacking Libyans. That could include enforcing no-fly zones to prevent attacks on protesters from the air and working with our European allies to stop oil operations there. But oil prices have already jumped as a result of the violence. Oil hit $100 a barrel for the first time in nearly 3 years, and further rises could threaten global economies.
$150 a barrel, that's the previous peak. That probably will be too much to bear. We'll be back in recession.
Meanwhile, thousands of foreigners are still trying to flee the turmoil.
It's just terrible. People fighting for their lives again, scrambling over people, pushing, shoving, kicking.
Protesters supported by many defecting government troops are making progress.
We are taking control of everything, traffic, security, utilities, everything.
They are now calling for a new round of rallies for change in the country.
Meanwhile, more Libyan officials are turning against Gaddafi. Libya's former justice minister says he has proof Gaddafi personally ordered the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103. The jetliner was blown up over Scotland in 1988, killing 270 people. China's ruling Communist Party has launched an internet search site. The site is operated by China's main government news agency and government-owned phone company. It will offer a state-approved version of the internet. This is a way for the Communist Party to control what the Chinese see online. For example, searches for the Dalai Lama only turn up articles criticizing him. Searches for the Tiananmen Square massacre have no results. A new study shows the effect that a cell phone has on the human brain. Researchers studied 47 healthy people over a year. They had participants hold both a muted cell phone and a cell phone that was turned off up to their ear for 50 minutes.
50-minute exposure to a cell phone was associated with increases in glucose consumption by the brain, which indicates that the brain was being activated by the radio frequencies from the cell phone. This right area of the brain that was very close to the antenna showed the largest increases in metabolism as compared when the telephones were off.
For years, studies have tried to link cell phones and cancer, but they have been inconclusive. Experts say this new study could offer the first real step in the search for an answer. Coming up, a look at the role of faith in African American history and why this historic church is so important.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
These are the greatest stories ever told. Presented by Academy Award winner Charlton Heston.
Thus saith the Lord of Israel, let my people go.
Join Charlton Heston as he travels the sacred lands of the Bible.
I'm going to take you with me on a journey exploring the stories in the Bible and the ancient land where they happened. This is said to be the very garden. This, the very rock where Jesus prayed for strength.
Now the Bible comes to life like never before. Time Life presents Charlton Heston's The Bible.
And Moses cast the tablets from his hands.
Praised by critics, this landmark TV series is now available on digitally remastered DVDs. You'll be inspired by the greatest stories from the Old and New Testaments, enhanced by historic works of art. Get Charlton Heston Presents the Bible on 4 DVDs for $49.99. Call with your credit card and save $10.
And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
And that's not all. You'll also get a free bonus DVD that takes you behind the scenes. And if you call in the next 10 minutes, we'll ship for free. That's an additional savings of nearly $7.
For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory, forever and ever.
Call now to get Charlton Heston's The Bible on 5 DVDs for just $39.99. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll ship for free.
Now therefore go, and I will be with thee.
Call 1-800-748-5167 to order Charlton Heston Presents the Bible for $39.99 and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card.
Welcome back to CBN News Midday. As we celebrate Black History Month, today we're focusing on the importance of faith in the African American church. One example is Bethel United Methodist Church in Charleston, South Carolina. Here's why this historic church in what's known as the Low Country is so special.
On any given day, a trip to Charleston, South Carolina will tempt your senses. You're bound to hear music on the street corners and neat treats on every corner. But about a mile away from the old slave market on Calhoun Street, you'll find a little-known Black history fact. Old Bethel United Methodist Church sits on a lot virtually untouched by time.
We are the mother church.
Old Bethel, as it's lovingly called, was built in 1797, and unlike many churches of the time, its doors were open to everyone. According to Ann Taylor Andrus, historian at Bethel United Methodist Church, Methodists took up the cause to fight slavery.
When John Wesley came here in 1736 and 1737, he saw black people being held as slaves, and he was horrified.
Despite their welcome, the races were separated.
The white used to be downstairs, and the black used to be upstairs.
The church was originally called Bethel Methodist Episcopal Church, and it sat on the corner of Pitt and Calhoun Streets, where the current Bethel United Methodist Church sits. The black members sat in the gallery until 1851.
In most of the early Methodist history here, the black members far outnumbered the white members.
Old Bethel's pastor, Timothy Bowman, explains the reason for this.
The day of worship was the most meaningful day of their lives and their experience because they know that they were somebody.
And it was during this time that the church split. According to church records, the blacks were using their tithes and offerings to purchase the freedom of the slaves in the congregation, and that unsettled some.
By 1830s, 1840 period, the Methodists did not speak out publicly against slavery as much as they had in the past.
And so, in 1876, the white members gave the church to the black members.
This church was rolled across the street when the members over there built their church.
The fact that the black members moved the church makes many very proud.
You feel somewhat in awe.
And the fact that the church still contains many of its original features amazes many.
The pulpit and the chairs are the original with this church, and that John Wesley preached from that pulpit.
And those aren't the only original features in the church. Pews that the slaves sat in are still intact. Some of the glass panes in the windows are the originals. The ceiling is made of cast iron. The building is on the National Register of Historic Places.
We can't do anything in the sanctuary but maintain it.
And despite the great earthquake of 1886 and Hurricane Hugo, which took direct aim at the Charleston area in 1989, Old Bethel stands strong.
It has its own history. It's making history. Every worship experience is making history.
Charlene Israel, CBN News.
You can find more information about Old Bethel and other black history stories at our website at cbnnews.com. Up next, golf, fly fishing, and faith in Christ. Go behind the scenes of Robert Duvall's new film, 7 Days in Utopia.
What makes the miracles of Jesus even more miraculous? Standing where they happened, in Israel. Come explore Jerusalem, where Jesus opened blind eyes. Visit the hills of Galilee, where Jesus fed the multitude. Stroll through Capernaum, where Jesus lived and taught and healed. To learn more about standing where it all happened in Israel, visit www.goisrael.com. Come visit Israel.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number or visit our website. A free idea kit and DVD will be sent to your home so you can discover all the benefits of owning your own pool. Compared to traditional pools, endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Our precision-engineered pools enable you to swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed and ability. Endless pools are perfect for year-round health and fitness, relaxation, and family fun. Our free idea kit and DVD will show you how easy it is for the whole family to enjoy a pool right in your backyard or home. An endless pool or an endless pool swim spa can become a showplace for your home. Call our toll-free number or visit the website to find out more about endless pools. The free idea kit will show you just how easy it is to be able to swim at home.
What makes the miracles of Jesus even more miraculous? Standing where they happened, in Israel. Come sail the Sea of Galilee, where Jesus calmed a raging storm. Experience Jerusalem, where Jesus restored a paralyzed man. Explore Capernaum, where Jesus spoke a centurion servant into health. To learn more about standing where it all happened in Israel, visit goisrael.com. Come visit Israel.
Thanks for staying with us. A new Christian-themed movie out this summer stars Robert Duvall and Lucas Black. The movie is about golf, fly fishing, and finding faith in Christ. It's called 7 Days in Utopia, and recently Wendy Griffith traveled to Utopia, Texas to find out more about this inspiring film.
And action!
In his latest role, 79-year-old Robert Duvall plays an eccentric Texas rancher who takes a young professional golfer, played by Lucas Black, under his wing and helps him see that there's much more to life than just golf.
It's a good part. Got a lot of humanity.
In the movie, based on the book Golf's Sacred Journey, Black's character suffers an embarrassing performance during a golf tournament and finds himself looking for answers.
Tell us about the journey of faith that your character has.
Yeah, well, it's a long and hard one for him. He has a huge meltdown before he comes to Utopia. Comes here and is greeted with great peace and love from all the people in this town. When he leaves Utopia, he's a changed man.
We're here on the set of 7 Days in Utopia, where they're setting up a river scene behind me where Johnny, played by Robert Duvall, will teach some life lessons to Luke, the pro golfer, through the art of fly fishing.
We come out here to the river to kind of learn about rhythm, balance, and patience in the golf swing.
It kind of tests him. It shows him the correlation between, pressure and how to deal with pressure and to control your emotions.
Although Johnny is a wise man, Duvall says his character is not perfect.
We changed things because I said Johnny is a little too white bread. There's only one Jesus Christ. Give him some demons. So they gave me some.
Dr. David Cook, who wrote the book and helped write the screenplay, says this is much more than a movie about golf, but about finding true success through Jesus Christ.
It's about an invasion of God that changes a man or woman's life. That's really what it's about. And it also shows the end of the movie shows what life looks like in the performance setting when you have the real answer. You play with peace, you play with confidence, you play in a different way, and in effect, you play better.
Oh, those are beautiful links, aren't they? Well, Dr. David Cook joins us now. He is the author of Golf's Sacred Journey, also the writer, producer of this wonderful new film. I was with you, as we just saw back in the summer, in Utopia, Texas, which a lot of people might not have ever heard of that, but it's about 2 hours from San Antonio, right?
It is. It's a little forgotten village, and in Texas, it's just very unique and special.
Now, that's your home.
It is now. Yes, it is.
And, of course, there's a beautiful golf course there. So you wrote this book, Golf's Sacred Journey, this best-selling book that is now a movie, 7 Days in Utopia. It's in editing right now. They've wrapped filming. How's it going?
We're really close. We've got about another week or two to lock this picture in, and the editing has been wonderful. It's been a great experience and a long ride, but we're getting very close to having this thing ready to put in the theaters.
So hopefully by summer.
Yes,
okay.
Well, this summer.
Now, David, there's a lot of Christian movies out there right now. Hollywood is finally getting the message that Christian films, faith-based films, do well. What's unique about 7 Days in Utopia?
Well, I think maybe the most unique aspect of this movie is that we went to the extreme in terms of the budget and the way the movie was shot. This is going to be a big time Hollywood movie with A-list actors and actresses.
Robert Duvall.
Yes, and Melissa Leo, who's up for a nomination right now for Academy Award.
And Lucas Black is fantastic.
Lucas Black hit it out of the park. He was amazing. So this will go up against any movie that you see in theaters. We really went all out to make this really look good, feel good. And also the thing is to make it authentic, especially the golf part. Very authentic.
It turns out Lucas Black is one of the best golfers in Hollywood.
He is the best golfer in Hollywood. I'll just say that. I've played with him several times, and he's as good as they get, really. He's a very, very good player and a great actor.
And by the way, I do appreciate the golf lesson that I got out there. I need another one. But now this, David, is not just a movie about golf, of course. Your goal was really not, yes, to make this an excellent movie for Hollywood, but your goal is so much deeper than that. Tell me about it.
It is. It's really a story about a man that has wisdom from God and time in his life to share that with someone else, which is not something you find very often. The purpose of the movie is to really sow seeds in the heart of the people that are watching it and to allow them to feel and experience what this young man felt. I'm a storyteller, and in all of my stories, there's a transitional moment in the story, in the person's life, as well as an ending, what happens after that. And that's what this movie is about. It really is about a young man pursuing performance, getting there, being empty.
But in the end, he finds Christ.
He finds Christ in that transition period in the movie, and then it shows what it looks like when you play fearlessly.
Unbelievable.
with God in your heart.
Well, we're looking forward to it. It comes out this summer.
Yes.
Don't know the exact date, but we'll be looking for it in the theaters. David Cook, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Millions of women worldwide love Bare Minerals.
This is smooth, it's nice, and it covers. I like that.
Only Bare Minerals looks like beautiful bare skin, while it covers whatever you want it to. And now you can get our latest kit with our totally new, totally spill-proof Click Lock Go foundation. For over 75% off retail, our new kit comes with Bare Minerals foundation in the shade that's just right for you. Warmth for a healthy glow. Mineral Veil, the ultimate finishing touch. And Bare Minerals Flawless Application Brush. Call now and get 3 full-size gifts worth $57.95 free. Purchased separately, you'd spend over $120. Our original Get Started kit was a great deal at 2 payments of $29.99. But now you can get all this for just 1 payment of $29.99. Save over $90 and get a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-376-4174. Ask how you can receive this handy compact. Call 1-800-376-4174 now.
It's impossible to close an open can with a pop top. Open cans spill in the fridge. What a mess. And open cans lose their fizz. What a waste. Introducing Bottle Top. It turns your can into a bottle with the snap of a cap. Open metal cans can't travel. What a waste. Bottle Top turns your can into a bottle that's perfectly portable. You can't do this with an open can. Bottle Top lets any soda keep its carbonation. Look, bugs are gross, but Bottle Top protects your drink from insects. When you're done drinking, just pop it off. Rinse under hot water and reuse. Bottle Top keeps drinks from spilling. Now get 6 colored Bottle Tops for just $10. Call now and get 6 more. Plus, we'll send you the Can Top Popper. Just pay separate shipping and handling. You get 12 amazing Bottle Tops, plus the Can Top Popper, all for just $10.
Call 1-800-377-9176. But hurry, call now. We're giving away a bonus 6 more Bottle Tops and the Can Top Popper with today's orders. That's 1-800-377-9176. Call now.
Thanks for staying with us. Giving back is often important to people. Many donate their time to their favorite charities, but one Florida man is going beyond, spending 6 months on a bike. 27-year-old J.W. Fry is embarking on a cross-continental cycling trek to raise awareness and money for nonprofit hospice care. Fry is biking solo for 8,000 miles, a 6-month trip, like we said. His journey is taking him from the southernmost point of the U.S. all the way to Alaska. Fry conceived of the trip after his mother received hospice care before losing her battle with cancer.
About 18 months ago, I was wrestling with how could I possibly pay back the gifts that were so freely given to me and my family by hospice care. And what grew out of that was one bike, one cause. I would love to show just how much life can be lived, how many people can be affected, and how much change you can wrought in the world in 6 months' time.
The 6-month time frame is important to Fry. Medicare provides hospice care to people with just 6 months to live. Fry plans to bike 70 to 75 miles a day to accomplish his goal in that time. We wish him the best. That's all for this edition of CBN News Midday. You can find information on all the stories you've seen at cbnnews.com. Have a great day.
I finally got to the point where there wasn't enough cocaine and there wasn't enough alcohol.
Welcome to the 700 Club.
They started discussing between the two of them a need to pray for this guy.
Call on the name of the Lord.
Come on, God, give me the buzz. I was joking around. I was daring God. They finished praying, and Ben says, the guy we were praying for didn't get the buzz he was looking for. My heart stopped. He spoke to me that night, and he said, when you're serious, I'm going to scream out the name of Jesus, and he'll save you. And I remember what Ben said, and I screamed out, Jesus, Jesus, help me. Save me. The very second I did that. If you don't believe in miracles, then don't believe in me, because I am one. And I felt the buzz.
We asked CBN.com users how we could make our website easier to use, and we listened.
This is really easy to read and move through.
The information opens up a whole lot quicker.
Yeah, it's much faster.
There's everything I'm interested in right here.
the click of a mouse.
The new CBN.com has been redesigned, making it faster to find your favorite 700 Club stories, musical guests, our online community, and special features.
Anyone can enjoy this new site.
Visit the new CBN.com today.